what I'm going to be doing on this slate. For those of you who are in premium, my lineups haven't changed a lot. We're still waiting on a couple lineups. The Dodgers just released as we were coming on right now. So I've got a few things I've got to do to those lineups and just double check that everything's copacetic and make sure that I get my Dodgers and Giants stacks and know who's actually playing. I have a kind of a weird day, so I'm going to be just playing a few lineups. But basically, I still have the Dodgers, Giants, and then the Cincinnati, Chicago as my favorite stacks. Both sides of Cincinnati, Chicago, more Chicago side. But I do like the Dodgers. I do like San Francisco. And I also think that you can make an argument for Minnesota and Toronto are the outside looking in for me. The pitchers for me are Cole, Senga, Cease, Gonsolin are the ones I'm using the most of. If I was going to go anywhere else, I would use McClanahan and Logan Webb. And I think those are completely viable options. But that's what I'm doing. So it's going to be basically all Dodgers, Cincinnati, Chicago, and San Francisco for me. And then again, if I was getting to more lineups, I probably would play some Minnesota, some Toronto, etc. Fire on any questions and thoughts because I don't have a whole lot to go through on this slate. There's not a whole lot to talk about. So feel free to fire on in whatever you have, and I'm happy to address it, and we can go from there. So let me know, guys. And yeah, that's pretty much an easy rundown of what I'm doing tonight. The ownership is going to be, I do think the Dodgers will get a good bit of ownership tonight. I also think, let me just double check what their starting lineup was because that might have affected some things. Let's just see. Freeman, Rosario. So no JD again. Basically the same lineup against the lefty as before. I will say that there is some pinch hit risks, especially for Kike Hernandez, somewhat for Rosario, more so for Taylor, and those would be the three ones I would, and maybe Rojas in a certain situation. What's up to my man K9? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. Fire on in thoughts and questions because I just went through basically exactly what I'm doing on the slate. It's pretty much the same as K9 would ask. Same on FanDuel as it is on DraftKings. Just easier to get in some of the hitting on FanDuel. So I would probably try to be a little bit lower on the Dodgers over there, just because they're going to be really popular, or at least pair them with somebody who maybe doesn't seem as strong. Maybe you can get to Minnesota over there. I think that they're kind of interesting. Very low ownership and. I think there'd be an interesting stack to try to use as complementary or as a full stack themselves. So anyway, so yeah, that's it. Favorites, Cole, Senga, followed by Cease, Gonsolin with Webb and McClanahan, just barely on the outside looking in. Don't mind Kikuchi or Dunning if I was playing more lineups. That's pretty much my rundown. If I was playing just one pitcher, I think I probably would just go with Garrett Cole. Whoa, what just happened to the projections? But I think that you can make an argument for any of the aces on this slate if you want to try and get different from a pitching standpoint rather than from a hitting standpoint. Oh, there we go. That's why it took me to the wrong slate. There we go. Yeah, I'm looking at the ownership right now. You've got, looking at Goldie's projections. He's got Cole as the number one, Gonsolin number two because people are trying to fit those bats in. Webb is the third most popular pitcher. I do like Logan Webb. I still don't like to pick on Arizona, particularly, especially in division. So I'm not going to do as much of that. I'm worried about Cease against Texas, but at the same time, I think the upside is there. And I like him a little better than I like Kikuchi. And I'm going to take a shot with the Senga thing. We've seen the Royals just give up ceiling games, and I think that's where I would go. So that's what I'm doing. What are you guys doing? What's happening out there? Let me know. I don't really have a whole lot more to go through. This is not a big slate. So let me know what you're doing, and I'm happy to address any of it. Looks like there's not a whole lot to discuss based on the chat so far. So let me know what you guys do have. Let's see, Sable. No, it'll be Bailey Conforto. That's the one. Okay. Boop. All right. Let's see if anything came in while I was gone. Nope. Looks like it's just the same thing. So I don't have a whole lot more to go through today. It's kind of hard when you have a one-man show and you know what you're doing. And I say everything I'm doing. And there's no questions or thoughts because it's baseball. So there's not going to be as many. So the shows tend to go really short sometimes when that happens, which is probably a good thing for me today as I've got to get out of here in a little bit. Any White Sox? I have no White Sox personally. I keep making that point that even the weird thing is, like, I actually think Dunning is completely in play here. I'm just not. I don't like this White Sox lineup all that much. So I'm not getting to the White Sox. I don't really have an issue with it, but it's certainly not my favorite spot. But look, I said that yesterday about Baltimore, and Baltimore went nuts. So I can definitely be wrong sometimes. Good luck to you, my friend K9. We will have guys in the Discord all night if there's anything that comes up question-wise or anything like that. But I don't think I have a whole lot more to cover. So you guys can rewatch the video and get exactly what I'm doing. And or if you're in premium, you will see exactly what I'm doing in there. So